I think we are focused around finance and business and helping companies grow, taking that next step, whatever that may be. Are they a seed stage company raising a Series A? Are they looking to go public and get in front of people who can help take them there? Are they looking for tax help? Are they looking for expansion help or distribution, right? We cover all those areas because we bring in the leaders in all those segments. When it comes to MJ Biz, right, that everybody knows that. I don't have to go too deep into that one, but that's the tent pole, right? That is the event. So as far as I'm concerned, having a good experience at one event affects us all. But that being said, research, understand who the audiences are and make sure that's the appropriate event for you, because ultimately you can accomplish different things.
Back here, Meet Unshackled Conference Preview 2024 edition. Thank you for watching our series, and this has been fantastic. We've been introducing you to some of the men and women behind the scenes from the various conferences that are the places to meet, network, educate, teach, learn, share in the cannabis industry. 10 years in cannabis, 12 years in cannabis. I've been to like 300 conferences, and there are very few conferences that are as important historically and now, especially in 2024, as Benzinga. So we are pleased to be joined today by the folks at Benzinga and do a little preview as to what they have going on this year. Not just the usual Benzinga shows, but they've got some really cool new offerings. So let's go at it. How you doing?
I'm good. Dimitri and team, thank you for having me on. Pleasure to be here. I think this is our first time doing the preview, the podcast. So I appreciate you giving us the space.
Absolutely. Introduce yourself first.
Yeah, my name's Elliot Lane. I am the SVP of Event Partnerships at Benzinga. I also just work on cannabis strategy as a whole for Benzinga. Benzinga is a financial media company. So we cover all markets in an editorial and journalistic capacity, especially stocks, capital markets, anything that can help the investor. And when I say the investor, our audience is really people like you and me, like the listener of this show. Our entire ethos is democratizing the information of Wall Street and giving it to the individual to help make diversified, intelligent investment decisions that could help grow their wealth. So it's all about bringing that information to the common person.
And how has that transferred into the development of your in-person programs, your conferences?
So conferences for us have been a way to extend that safe space, if you will, for emerging markets. Cannabis is our largest venture when it comes to events. We've been hosting cannabis events, at least this particular cannabis conference, since mid-2018. We actually held an event, this is before myself, Benzinga and a few others, but we held an event in Colorado called Weedstock in 2015. Apparently it was just terrible. So we don't talk about that, but we shut it down. We launched the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference series in 2018, and we're about to put on our 18th iteration of that. We held them virtually throughout COVID, came back in person in late 2021, have been in person since. So we'll have two this year, one in Florida, April 16th and 17th, and one in Chicago in October. So that series, I think, is very important to the business applications, to the content of what's next. We have legislators that come talk, brands, marketing, etc. So I'm very excited about what's next.
That show in Florida, you were in Miami. You're moving to another jurisdiction. Is that correct?
Hollywood. You are correct. We are I think it's right smack dab in the middle between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So we're not going far, maybe 20, 30 minutes north.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that show, that is a mover and shaker show. That being at the bar, it says, I know kind of who's who in cannabis, and it's impressive how many of the relevant individuals that control things from the top down are there. I just really, you guys curate quite a crowd. So congratulations on that. And
Appreciate that.
I actually haven't been to the Chicago show, but this hopefully will be my first year.
Yeah. Chicago, we put together the same ethos, right? We want to bring in the people that can help deals move forward in this industry. And yeah, of course, that starts with the largest companies in the space. But, we want the companies that are growing fast. We want those SSOs. We want the brands. We want, the hardworking mom and pop shops that are growing as rapidly as the next person and doing it correctly. We want the investors. We want the investment banks. We want everybody that is ready to actively push forward in the space at our events, and we make the space for them.
I
And
just
Chicago, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
was at the Chicago show last year. I know with Eric.
Yeah. But Chicago, it's a different audience. So I think if people are wondering, should I just wait till Chicago or should I go to both? Florida is, our tentpole conference, right? That's the one that people know us for. But Chicago, it's, I would say, overlap audience wise, maybe 25%, right? You're looking at almost a completely different audience that you can network with, they can get in front of.
I would say if you're going to choose two shows this year, MJBizCon and one of the Benzingas for sure, if that's all you can do. There's a lot of other good shows for different reasons. MJ Unpacked show is fantastic for brand oriented stuff. There's other regional shows and stuff that we featured, but if you're going to only do two shows, MJ Unpacked and Benzinga, or Benzinga and MJBizCon.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The way I see it is rising tide lifts all ships. And I think that's conferences, and I think that's outside of conferences. And I think the folks over at MJ Impact are building a phenomenal opportunity for brands and companies to connect. I think we are focused around finance and business and helping companies grow, taking that next step, whatever that may be. Are they a seed stage company raising a Series A? Are they looking to go public and get in front of people who can help take them there? Are they looking for tax help? Are they looking for expansion help or distribution, right? We cover all those areas because we bring in the leaders in all those segments. When it comes to MJ Biz, right, that everybody knows that. I don't have to go too deep into that one, but that's the tent pole, right? That is the event. So as far as I'm concerned, having a good experience at one event affects us all. But that being said, research, understand who the audiences are and make sure that's the appropriate event for you, because ultimately you can accomplish different things.
You guys ever think about doing like a rump conference around MJBizCon where you do like an investor summit, like in an evening or the day before? Cause I think that would be very effective actually. Like a small, you're saying, cause everybody just kind of shows up to MJBizCon cause it's just what people do now. But certainly there'd be a room for like a 500 to 1,000 people in a highly curated environment like the one you guys create.
MJ Biz has, we've discussed things with them in the past. We partner with them actively still. They're great partners to us, and hopefully we to them. But, in terms of doing an actual event with them, they do a great job with their pre-show forums. They've done, Canavest and a few other iterations of just that. But in terms of timing with events, right, that always plays a factor into it. How much can you dive in around the events that you're putting on? As well, and not cannibalizing your own activations. So a lot goes into partnering with somebody.
Yeah.
But we work with them already
together. I'm an old John Lennon fan, and with Unity,
we work with them
all.
Yeah, well, the MJ Biz folks are great. We've worked with them for years.
We have a really good experience with them too.
Yeah, we have ongoing dialogues with George and team over at MJ Impact. Same with the Lyft folks, so the International Cannabis Business Conference, we speak to often, Prohibition Partners, we talk to all of them.
I love these shows, and I love these shows because this is where you network, where you teach, where you learn, where you share, where you acquire knowledge, find out what's going on. So and go to as many as you possibly can, as and you guys have that right spirit where you're putting together a show where people are actively getting something valuable out of it. And everybody's looking for capital, so it's just perfectly set up.
Well, and capital's out there. It's hard, right? But I saw something on LinkedIn recently, so I'm not the only one where this is coming from, so it's not as biased. But there is capital to be had, but with cannabis especially, it's all about, are you running a profitable and or money-making business, right? And we all know the obstacles and the issues that face cannabis entrepreneurs today. and you can't ignore those. But if you found a way to grow your business, there are people still investing into the space, and several of them have already reached out and gotten tickets for our Florida conference.
That's fantastic. Now you guys are doing a couple other things in Los Angeles and some other markets this year. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so part of events, when you think about what is an event, is it, a place to come leave with leads, for your product, whatever you're selling? Is it a place to come leave with partnerships? Is it a place to find investments, or is it a place just to leave with tools to grow your business, including strategies from content? Maybe all the above, right? But when it comes to events for the audience, that we want to dive in deeper is what I'll say. We want to go to the cannabis industry and say, hey, we have this larger event where you can do all those things, but we want to come to California, in February. We want to go to New York and New Jersey in May. We may want to come to Phoenix and hang out with you guys, in the near future as well. Maybe Michigan, where we're from, but for these first two events, for sure, we want to come bring together leaders who are doing it in the state, who are struggling with the same obstacles, who are growing, perhaps in ways that, you can find inspiration from, or perhaps connect and actually network with them to help them help you, right? So we're bringing smaller, more localized events to Los Angeles and New York in an effort to just bring value. It takes Benzinga deeper into these markets. We are a publication, right? So we want you all to read our news. We want you to engage with us. We want you to know who we are. But ultimately, these events are going to provide content that's strategy focused, value additive, provide networking with leaders throughout the states who are, maybe you see on LinkedIn, maybe you connect with once in a blue moon, sporadically, but this offers an opportunity to say, hey, California is tough. It's really tough, but there's still a lot of businesses trying to do business. We talk about markets like it's doom and gloom, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot of businesses trying to make it.
Yeah.
So how can we better help them do that? And that's where this event's coming from.
So it's primarily the same model in Los Angeles and New Jersey, where it's movers and shakers getting together with capital guys.
Yeah, we will have capital guys. We'll always have investment content, right? So in Los Angeles, we'll have Poseidon, Mindset Capital, Ultra Native. We'll have Seth Yakutan, who helps a lot of people raise money. We'll have several others on the publication side. I think we'll have the Weed Weeks. We'll have John Capetta join us. Hopefully Dimitri Dowling would be great.
Well, I have a lot of capital to give, No, but trust me, what you have is a perfect, well-curated structure. And I know a lot of people that I'm connected with, go there looking for capital people. And then I always meet these capital people there and I connect them myself. So that's something that I always just do. But it's fantastic that you guys do this. What are the dates on Los Angeles and New York, New Jersey?
February 22nd will be it's the venue, Bioscience Los Angeles. It is, our event is not bioscience focused. It is just at a venue called Bioscience Los Angeles. So one-day event. New York, New Jersey, it will be mid-May. We will release that date and venue probably within the next 2 weeks. But outside of that, or 2 weeks from recording. So hopefully they will have it by the time or roundabouts that this comes out.
This should be out, I think, Friday or Monday. So
never mind. It's coming.
And what's the website where everybody gets all this information?
It is www.cannabismarketspotlight.com.
Excellent. And there's still, I know you guys have a very small curated group of ancillary auxiliary sponsors. Is there still room and opportunity available for that?
Always. Events are also businesses, right? So we are looking to just make sure that we can continue to bring value. However, if you want to get in front of phenomenal brands like Cann, like Garden Society, like a Golden State, like Old Pal, if you want to get in front of these investors, if you want to get in front of some of the larger operators in the state, this is a place where you can do so, put your brand in front of them, and or get a table to network with them. But there's definitely opportunity there.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, we look forward to supporting you guys this year. And I'm sure that in Los Angeles, New Jersey, Chicago, Miami, there's just going to be some wonderful opportunities to meet some great people who are moving and shaking, or who are funding and what would it be, funding and rocking or something? I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Moving and shaking, funding and rocking. Most importantly, meeting Dimitri.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll help as I'm there. I will help you, as I always do, courteously meet people who probably make your dreams come true. And I'm living the dream while doing that. Right.
Amen. Amen, my friend. That's all this is about, is people at the end of the day.
You know what? I love you guys. I love I love people like George, you know, all the conference guys. You know, it's a business like any other activities, but it's not like a get rich business. It's just it's a labor of love, because you love the activity, you love people, you love teaching, sharing, networking, helping people find their way to wherever they're going. And if you don't love that, it reflects in your production, it reflects in your presentation, your everything that you do. And you guys do a good job, and it's clearly that you love people and you love what you do. So we look forward to supporting you guys.
Appreciate that, Dimitri. We love this industry, you know, and the people in it are working incredibly hard. We just want to provide a platform that is capable of helping boost some businesses to the next round. So if that's what we're doing over the next several years, I call that a win.
All right. And when you go to Benzinga and you find capital, we're not asking you for a percentage, but just give us some love and let us know you got the idea to go from Meat Unshackled.
Amen.
Yeah. Thumbs up and subscribe. Just give us that. And we will see you at Benzinga, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, or Miami. One of the 4 this year, or all 4. Thank you for joining us on Meat Unshackled. Thank you guys, Benzinga.
Thanks, Dimitri.
Good. All right, perfect. Good. Awesome.
Right. Thank you. Really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, no, it gives a little human touch to an otherwise, you know, we have all the graphics and a big list of, you know, conferences. It's not too big. It's like 8 or 9. But this gives a great human perspective. It kind of steps it up. And since we can do it, we should.
I appreciate that, man. Let us know, or let me know if you need anything else from our side, all right?
We're good. We'll get it out soon.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Talk soon. You too. Thanks, everybody.